Every place has a story. Stories of romance, drama, adventure, stories of life. Find your story at CorollaNC.com.
Today, every vacationer is looking for that unique experience. A place that gives them adventure, a feeling of history, a wild ride, an escape from the everyday, or just a place to relax. If this is what you and your family are looking for, then look no further. This is Simply Corolla. Hi everyone, I'm Crystal Harper and welcome to Simply Corolla. Over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to take you to one of the most wild, historic, and relaxing places along the East Coast. It's the quaint seaside village known as Corolla. Here in this peaceful retreat in the northeasternmost part of North Carolina, you'll find things like the state horse, a lighthouse that still lights the way, water activities, and the most spacious and secluded beaches of the Outer Banks. It's a vacation destination that needs to be on your bucket list, and you may even want to turn it into a family tradition. Over 400 years ago, Spanish explorers brought their livestock to the beaches of the northern Outer Banks, and for various reasons, the horses were left behind. Now, ever since then, the horses have been roaming the beaches and the sand dunes like you see behind me. Because of their uniqueness, they have been recognized by the state of North Carolina as the official state horse. These wild Spanish Mustangs are a must-see experience when you visit this part of the world, and there are several ways to see them. Here you'll have the unique opportunity to gaze upon these majestic creatures in their natural habitat. There's a few ways to see these legendary horses. You can book a tour with one of several local guides, or if you have a four-wheel drive vehicle, you can drive onto the beach yourself just north of Corolla. And if you're staying in the area known as Corolla, you can also walk the beach and encounter these horses on foot. Keeping them wild and free is why generations of visitors have enjoyed watching them graze, play, and gallop across this magnificent land by sea.
Educating people is a huge part of what we do here. It ensures the life and health of the herd and understanding that it is a fragile ecosystem that we're involved with. And we have a lot of tourists that come down here just for that purpose, and maybe not take a tour with us, but they'll come in just to get educated on where to go, where to drive, how to see them. And we try to educate people that walk in and just let them know to stay away from the horses. They're not domestic. They can hurt you. They can and will bite you or kick you if you get too close. Going out with us makes a big difference. We know where they hide, and I say us in the industry, the tours in general, but we know where they are. We know where to go. When you come up as a tourist, you just think there's beach. You don't realize that you can go behind the dunes, through the neighborhoods, over the hills to grandma's house, the whole 9 yards. So it makes a big difference for them seeing. And we hear it all the time. They come back in. We just rode around for an hour and didn't see anything. So they'll come back in and actually do a tour with me. And what's really funny is people will call me from the four-wheel drive down here and take a wild horse tour, even though they're staying up there. And I think the thing that most people don't realize is this is much more than just a horse tour. It is a historical tour. There's ecology involved. We are part of people's family memories forever. And when I started this business, I never thought people would come back and do it more than one time. And year after year after year, we have families coming in and say, oh yeah, we've been doing this for 10 years now. It's part of our family's vacation. And that to me is pretty amazing, to be able to touch people's lives forever.
We had the greatest day today that I've ever had visiting down in this area. I have 4 of my college roommates here, and we went on the wild horse tour. And I've been on it before and not seen horses, but today was a record-breaking day to see it. Beautiful waves, gorgeous people, laughing, having fun. It was the best tour of the horses I've ever done in 4 trips here. And I would recommend doing it with the tour because you get a different perspective, you get additional history for the area and all, and it was just delightful to be able to enjoy such a beautiful day and have the tour and share it with my roommates from college. We've been friends 52 years. They're from Mississippi, Alabama, everywhere, and this so far is their greatest trip to see me in North Carolina.
The Corolla wild horses reside just north of historic Corolla on 7,000 acres of unspoiled coastal terrain. Over 50,000 people come to see these wild horses every single week throughout the summer months. But a couple things you should keep in mind. You do have to stay 50 feet away from them. Also, you can't pet them or feed them. We want to make sure we can enjoy these horses for the next 400 years. Corolla is so full of adventure. Here you can climb 220 steps of a 145-year-old lighthouse that still, to this day, warns ships of the northern Outer Banks. The section of the Atlantic Ocean just off the Outer Banks was once so dangerous for ships that it was nicknamed the Graveyard of the Atlantic. The great towering beacons along North Carolina's barrier islands were built to help sailors safely navigate these perilous waters. In North Carolina, there are 7 coastal lighthouses that dot the shoreline from the Outer Banks to the Brunswick Islands, but the very first to be encountered from the north is the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. The Currituck Beach Lighthouse has a lot of distinguishing features, including the unpainted exposed red brick, as well as having the largest of 7 Fresnel lens sizes. A Fresnel lens is a type of composite compact lens originally developed by a French physicist for lighthouses. It has been called the invention that saved a million ships.
The purpose of this lighthouse, even today, is to be an aid to navigation. We are open to the public also, and have been since 1990. And if you think about it, by 1875, it had not been but a few decades since Benz had invented the car, right? We had just gotten cross-continental trains. Nobody's got an airplane for decades longer, right? You need your horses and you need your ships if you want to get stuff places. And if you want to get stuff places in what you hope is going to be a very big country, you better be able to do it all night long. It wasn't until 20 years after the lighthouse was illuminated that Corolla gets named. But at that point, if you think about it, that's before the Wright brothers put us on the map. So if you are on the Outer Banks at the time, you are living a subsistence life, right? You either are lucky enough to have a federal job at some point, the post office, the lighthouses, you're farming or you're fishing, right? That's what you're doing. So this is an incredibly different place now than it was 144 years ago. I attribute that to the Wright brothers and the Wright brothers Memorial coming and infrastructure coming in and dunes being built, and you build dunes and then you have trees grow up all around your site where people say, did you move this lighthouse? And we say no, but it was built on the beach and now it looks like it's in the middle of a maritime forest. We're the last of the tall brick North Carolina lighthouses to be built. And in fact, that's why we're unpainted, right? Because Hatteras has black and white stripes. This way, Body has black and white stripes. This way, Cape Lookout has the diamonds. Today, apart from continuing to have its first order Fresnel lens at the top, which continues to be an active aid to navigation, is open to the public. We're open from the middle of March all the way through the beginning of December. And every single day except for Thanksgiving, anybody who's interested can come climb this lighthouse. We have 220 steps to the top, which sounds like a lot, but we have 9 landings on the way where you can catch your breath or stand in front of a fan or look out the window or read any of our, what we consider museum quality displays. It takes maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, but if you wanted it to take 45, you could read everything we have and spend as much time at the top as you'd like to. We don't time people's visits, so people come down when they're ready for a sticker.
Climbing those 220 steps is worth the effort. I mean, look at these views up here. It is absolutely incredible and just breathtaking. It's something that the whole family can enjoy.
As soon as you walk out, you see the Atlantic Ocean on your right and north up into Virginia, where the wild horses are on our side of the fence. When you look south, you can see the Whalehead Club on the sound side. You see the Outer Banks Center for Wildlife Education. There are a couple piers going out there. Some are private, but open to the public. Some are publicly owned and accessible. You can see all the way into the village, so you can see the chapel from the top. So I've been here for 15 years because it is a great place to be. I think one of the coolest things is you can see just how narrow the Outer Banks are from the top, and the fact that we built a very tall, immobile building on that very narrow strip of land with no bedrock underneath is another sort of engineering feat that is like another part that other people enjoy.
Coming up next, there are only a few places left on the East Coast where you can actually drive on the beach all year long. And the best location for this, right here in Corolla.
This isn't the everyday. This is an escape. An escape to somewhere wild. This is where roads end and adventures begin. Here, you put down the heaviness of life and dream, play, reflect, and spend time with the ones that matter most. Around every corner is a retreat where you can taste everything, fresh and local. This water paradise has preserved its past, and Southern charm lives on. Here, you can discover something rare, something unique, extraordinary, and wild. Find yourself again at CorollaNC.com.
So far we've seen wild horses, a lighthouse, and there is so much more to see. But what Corolla is really known for is their pristine beaches, and the best way to see them is to keep driving on Highway 12 until the road ends and the adventure begins. Overlooking the vast expanse that is the Atlantic Ocean, you'll find Corolla's beaches. More than 20 miles of unspoiled remote seascapes where you can enjoy all of your favorite beach vacation pastimes, including frolicking with your kids in the surf, shelling, surf fishing, taking a walk, or just simply relaxing in the sun with a good book. The beaches here are perfect. They're uncrowded, especially from September to May, and they are full of wildlife. You can see all sorts of migrating birds, crabs, even sea turtles that hatch their babies right here on the shore. The waves aren't too rough, but they're big enough to catch. There are even some locations where you can walk forever before seeing the next vacationer. You literally can make this beach yours. Not only are the beaches here beautiful, but they also offer some adventure. On the northernmost part of Corolla and the area of Corolla, there's a beach where 12 miles of driving is allowed, assuming you have a four-wheel drive vehicle that can handle this rugged terrain. Here, people can spend the day cruising, looking out the ocean to your east and the dunes to your west. You can also find wild horses, and if you want to make a day of it, just park your vehicle and enjoy all the beach activities you would like. Keep in mind to check all local laws and rules before driving these beaches. Local law enforcement takes the safety of vacationers playing on these beaches and the safety of wild horses very seriously. Drive with caution. As you can see, the beaches here are amazing, and they really just give off a different vibe here in Corolla. Corolla offers all kinds of amenities for vacationing on the beach, but by far the most popular are the vacation beach house rentals, much like the one you see behind me. For example, there is no skyline of hotels or the bustle that you see in other beach destinations. Here in Corolla, there are over 3,000 rental houses, 2 hotels, and an inn for you and your family to take advantage of. Whether you need a romantic getaway for 2 or a family reunion for generations, there's something to accommodate your needs.
We make a tradition here because we have something to offer that you cannot find in other beach locations. I have seen everything from Nantucket to Key West, and this is unique. It is family oriented. The cost per person can be as low as $20 a night, and it has the draw that everybody's looking for. No matter where you stay on the Outer Banks, they're all here basically for the same reason. It's that big pond out here to the east.
There are some really amazing vacation home options that are sure to make your family vacation here in Corolla epic.
We have many houses available in the Outer Banks that will fit everyone's needs. We have homes that are 2 bedrooms. We have homes that are 18 bedrooms. We have prices that go from high seas at $1,500, oh my, to well over $30,000. So if you want it, we've got it for you. Corolla is one of the East Coast's most family-friendly destinations. We have the opportunity to have an extended amount of family together in one dwelling. It makes the price so affordable, and it's just a wonderful place with a lot of history. We've had generations going back to the 50s that have been vacationing on the Outer Banks, and it has just been passed down generationally that the Outer Banks is a place that people enjoy spending time with family. When renting a home in Corolla, for your summer vacation, you can compare that to Thanksgiving dinner, to Christmas morning. This is something that happens only once a year. So this vacation near the ocean, which just calms everyone's soul, is a wonderful experience that people have put in their memories forever.
The beach house vacation rentals give you so much freedom to enjoy the company of family and friends. The houses are equipped with spacious kitchens and modern appliances, as well as entertainment systems and other amenities. Many of them have swimming pools and even hot tubs. Nearby stores have everything you need for that family feast, including local produce and an abundance of fresh local seafood. Whether you choose a house, an inn, or a hotel, courteous staff members are waiting to help create a vacation to remember. Are you ready to take a step back in time? Just imagine North Carolina in the 1920s. We're going to take you to a place that is timeless when Simply Corolla returns. Welcome back to Simply Corolla. What do the 1920s, duck hunting, this 21,000 square foot mansion, and Art Nouveau all have in common? We're going to tell you.
Whalehead was built by a wealthy couple from the Northeast, from Philadelphia, Mr. and Mrs. Edward Collins Knight Jr. Corolla had an incredible reputation for the amount of wildfowl that was here. I guess during the Civil War, a number of Northern soldiers were down here and saw how many birds were here and the incredible hunting opportunities, and word spread. So like in restaurants up in like New York and Philadelphia, so some of the things on the menus were Currituck duck. So it really got an incredible reputation for the hunting opportunities here. Well, Whalehead was started to be built in 1922, and it took 3 years for it to be finished. So 1925 was basically when they moved in. The house is very elaborate. The building was incredibly an extensive build. They didn't stint on anything. They have copper roofs, cork floors, Tiffany throughout the house. Almost 100 years it has been standing.
Whalehead is one of the finest examples of historic Art Nouveau in the entire United States. It's beautiful inside and has been restored to its original colors with a great number of its original furnishings. We preserved it because it's a large part of Currituck County history.
Art Nouveau looked to nature for its inspiration, and you can really see that in the house with carved leaves on the furniture. Our dining room, it's all got a theme of the water lilies. The water lilies are carved on the walls, into the furniture, into the Tiffany sconces. So just an incredibly beautiful. Mrs. Knight had a Steinway that was brought here. It was a custom-made Steinway for her, and it still is played, and it's beautiful, and that's one of the highlights in the house that you can see when you come into the library.
The story this house tells is truly historic and one that still holds true today during hunting season on the Currituck mainland. Corolla, surrounded by water to the east and the west, is quite unique. Here in the historic Corolla Park, you are just a stone's throw to the ocean on the east and to the west in the Currituck Sound. The park itself has a water basin that is great for fishing and crabbing with family, and also plays host to several events that include wine tasting, art festival, and of course the Outer Banks' biggest 4th of July fireworks show. Not only is it a park, but it also houses a wildlife education facility, the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, a future maritime museum, as well as the 1920s Art Nouveau mansion by the sea known as Whalehead. This area's hunting and fishing heritage can be found in the cuisine of its local restaurants. Here in Corolla, there is so much great food, and today you're going to get an inside look at one of those recipes.
My name is Connor Hodge. I'm the executive chef here at Upside Restaurant in Corolla, North Carolina, and today I'll be showing you our take on a southern boil. So unlike typical boils, the boil we will be making today will serve one person, and it pairs nicely with seasonal white wines that we have available in the spring, summer, and the fall. So to make the southern boil, you have stone ground grits here, Old Bay seasoning, heavy cream, marinated shrimp, house-made chorizo. Our seasonal whitefish today is going to be a halibut. We have blanched fingerling potatoes, flame-roasted sweet corn, house-pickled jalapenos, a little bit of parsley, and a French baguette. So our southern boil is different in the sense that we don't boil our seafood, and we use grits as the base to pull everything together, and then we finish it off with a cream and Old Bay mixture. To start off the southern boil, you're gonna boil 4 cups of water to 1 cup of grits with a little bit of salt, lemon juice, and bay leaves. After your grits have reached the desired thickness, you are gonna wanna cut the fingerling potatoes long ways and fry them for about 2 minutes. While those are frying, you're gonna season the halibut with salt and pepper and grill that at the same time as your marinated shrimp. And when your shrimp is almost done, you can grill your chorizo, which is already cooked, so it won't take very long. And in a saute pan, you're gonna take 2 cups of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of Old Bay, and reduce that down by about half. As soon as it's reduced by half, you can add your corn, and then you spoon the grits onto a plate, and then add all your proteins, your potatoes, and then the finished cream. And then you're gonna take about a 2-inch piece of the baguette, finish it off with pickled jalapenos and parsley.
Thanks, Connor. So now that we've had our dinner, it is time for dessert. Now we're gonna show you a local version of key lime pie. This is something you can do on your own, or you can come out and get some from Mike Diana's restaurant in the heart of Corolla Shopping District.
Hi, my name is Megan Pauls. I am the chef and owner here at Mike Diana's Grill Room, located in Corolla, North Carolina. And today I'm going to make our North Carolina style key lime pie. Most people come here in the summer, so it's nice and light. It's a cool dessert, and it's North Carolina style. It doesn't have, a lot of them have that big meringue topping on top, or they use a different key lime juice that's bright green. This is, just our way of doing it, and it's a good summertime dessert. So what you need for the key lime pie is graham cracker pie shell crust, 12 ounces of softened cream cheese. You'll use 3/4 cup of sour cream, 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. You'll use the zest of 2 limes, a cup of key lime juice, and a cup of heavy whipping cream. First thing you're gonna wanna do is cook your pie shell crust, 350-degree oven for about 5 minutes. Then you will take your softened cream cheese and you'll put that in the Robocoo or food processor that you may have, and you'll whip that up. After that's whipped, you'll add your sour cream, sweetened condensed milk, and your lime zest, and then you'll whip that all together in the Robocoo. And then while the Robocoo is still going, slowly add 1 cup of key lime juice and then 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then you will take that mixture, scrape the sides, whip it one more time, and then you'll pour it into the pie shells and let it set in the refrigerator. Best if overnight, but 2 hours it should set up. When you emulsify the key lime juice and the heavy whipping cream, that helps to make it thick. It is good on its own. It's also good with, I like it with a little strawberry sauce sometime, or just simple fresh whipped cream right on top.
So now that we've had dinner and dessert, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to go shopping. No vacation is complete without that perfect souvenir. Corolla's shopkeepers are ready to help you find it. Whether it's local handcrafted gifts or high-quality beach apparel, you're bound to have a satisfying shopping experience. There are all sorts of eclectic shops here in Corolla. Everything from fine art to jewelry. You can even find furniture for your home. Every great beach destination has some action and adventure to explore, and that's what we're gonna do next when Simply Corolla returns.
This isn't the everyday. This is an escape. An escape to somewhere wild. This is where roads end and adventures begin. Here, you put down the heaviness of life and dream, play, reflect, and spend time with the ones that matter most. Around every corner is a retreat where you can taste everything, fresh and local. This water paradise has preserved its past, and Southern charm lives on. Here, you can discover something rare, something unique, extraordinary, and wild. Find yourself again at CorollaNC.com.
Welcome back to Simply Corolla. Thrill seekers, this one's for you. Corolla has some of the best water sports and water activities available, from kayaking to jet skiing, even riding the tubes at the local water park. Whether on a stand-up paddleboard or in a kayak, you can explore the Sound. Go alone or hire a tour guide to take you through the canals of this water paradise. You're likely to see wildlife no matter where the water ends up taking you. If you love a good adrenaline rush, you have to check out H2OBX Water Park. This spectacular water park on the mainland, not too far from the bridge to the Outer Banks, has rides and slides such as Queen Anne's Revenge, Wild Horse Run, and the 5-story Riptide, which offers spectacular ocean to sound views, as well as exhilarating experiences. With more than 30 attractions, you're sure to find one that's just your speed. If water sports aren't quite your thing, how about seeing Corolla from new heights? Corolla Adventure Park is a giant jungle gym in the sky, offering a fun challenge for the entire family. Climbers of all skill levels can explore their limits on 66 different obstacles and 8 zip lines. The course ranges from 12 feet to 50 feet high, and the circuits vary from beginners like me to ninja warriors. The newest addition to the Corolla Adventure Park involves channeling your inner lumberjack and throwing axes at a wooden target. Need to see a place from even higher heights? How about tandem hang gliding? Hang gliding, yeah, I know it sounds a little scary, but the folks at Kitty Hawk Kites make you feel safe, secure, and they keep things fun. Whether being shown the ropes at the adventure park or going to new heights, a new experience is waiting. Woo! There are so many options here for the whole family. For the adventurous who want to take flight and paddle their way through the waters, to the history buffs who want to go back in time, or to those who really just don't want to do anything at all. No matter what you do, 2 things are certain when visiting this location. Things tend to slow down a little bit, and you'll enjoy your time here. Thank you for visiting Corolla with me, and when booking your next trip, please consider this beautiful escape on the Outer Banks. Thanks for joining us. I'm Crystal Harper, and this is Simply Corolla.
this isn't the everyday. This is an escape. An escape to somewhere wild. This is where roads end and adventures begin. Here, you put down the heaviness of life and dream, play, reflect, and spend time with the ones that matter most. Around every corner is a retreat where you can taste everything, fresh and local. This water paradise has preserved its past, and Southern charm lives on. Here, you can discover something rare, something unique, extraordinary, and wild. Find yourself again at CorollaNC.com.